Breaking news, Wandsworth Prison has lost another inmate, and you won't believe the story behind this one. So this is Shibby Middlesbrough, 33, otherwise known as Shibby to his friends. Now, Shibby was let out of Wandsworth Prison on the 23rd of October with a 4-day pass for his brother's wedding. However, Shibby has not returned. Shibby has released an exclusive statement to the Electronic Intifada, and in that he has stated that he does not believe that he's on the run. And the reason for this is that he does not believe that he's a terrorist and he should never have been imprisoned in the first place. Yes, you heard me right. The man who is currently on the run, not on the run, from Wandsworth Prison has been put in there under terrorism charges. I'm sure you're at home going, oh my God, what is the chai, Annie? Fill me in. Sit back, relax. We're about to go down a massive rabbit hole. Allegedly, in August 2024, a group of activists from Palestine Action went to the Elbit manufacturing factory, drove a van through and damaged, I believe it was £2.5 million worth of weapons. Now, it's poignant to add that they were building these drones and quadcopters that actually use live weaponry to take the lives of innocent civilians in Palestine. So they broke in to destroy these weapons, and they did £2.5 million of damage, allegedly, according to the British government and the British police. Now, they've been in prison on pre-trial for a year. A year. Imagine that. You've been arrested. You wait for your trial. Most of us sit at home twiddling our thumbs, wait for the trial day. No. Shibby and 23 activists from Palestine Action are rotting in British prisons without a trial. Some of them will face up to 18 months detention pre-trial, even though the limit is actually 6 months. So how does that work? In his exclusive interview with the Electronic Intifada, Shibby was quoted as saying the following: "I am not on the run. I am merely being sensible, refusing to be held as a prisoner of war for Israel in a British prison." Many of us are aware of the horrific conditions that the Filton 24 have had to face inside our British jails. People have been denied food, they've been denied the right to pray when they're Muslim, they've been denied the right of their hijab, books, letters, telephone calls. In fact, Shibby goes on to say, "I was locked up for 23 hours a day, barely let out for an hour. At the start of arrest, I didn't even get proper food." May I remind you again that these 24 activists drove a van into a manufacturing factory that makes weapons and damaged weapons. No person, no human was hurt, killed, or traumatized in this action. This action, as they have said themselves on numerous occasions, was against weapon manufacturers and the state of Israel. Yet they are currently all sitting there for at least a year pre-trial and up to 18 months. Now, Sean was in his family home. There was continuous police checks to make sure he was there, but somehow he slipped away without his family noticing. We don't know what's going to happen with Shibby. We don't know what the police are going to do when they catch him. But one thing we do know about this story with Shibby is it's finally going to get people talking about the Filton 24. So if you were ranting and raving about asylum seekers escaping from prison or ex-offenders escaping from prison and how corrupt the police and the prison systems are, understand that a British man has been sitting in prison for a year without trial, and according to him, it is not done for the British people, it's done on the bequests of Israel. I've managed to give you a brief overview of the Electronic Intifada article, but I'd like to signpost you to go over there and read it in more detail and then go down the rabbit hole to find out exactly who the Filton 24 are and how they've been treated by the judicial system in this country and how they're being treated in prison. Currently, several of them are on a hunger strike, and I will cover that in another story. So now make sure that you hit the follow button and I'll keep you updated as to what is happening with Shibby.